Hello friends, this is Dr. Shashi Agarwal. I welcome you all. Today our subject is financial management and our topic is the determinant of the dividend policy. Here we are going to understand first what is the meaning of dividend, what are the various forms of the dividend, what is the significance of the dividend. And this is the very most important question. What are the various determinants of the dividend policy? What are the factors which influence the dividend policy? It's written out there, also available at my blog. If you find my video useful, please do like it, share it, and also subscribe my channel, Shashi Agarwal. So before explaining the concept of dividend policy, this is my app, which is relevant for the student of ADUSM app, which is relevant for the economics, commerce, and management, and various courses related to commerce, economics, management. They have been uploaded at this app. Financial management course is also available at this app. The methodology is through live lectures, recorded lectures, descriptive notes, summarized notes are given. Test series is also there, and doubt session are also there. Link I will be sharing in the description box. So what is the meaning of the dividend? In a joint stock company, the real owners, they are the shareholders, but they're spread over the whole of the India. And the company is run through the board of directors, which is elected by the shareholders. So the organization which earns the profit, the part of profit which is given to the shareholder, that is known as a dividend. The term dividend refers to that part of the profit of a company which is distributed by the company among its shareholders. So it is known as a dividend. The part which is kept by the company, that is known as a retained earning. So when the shareholder they are paid dividend, it is a reward for making investment in the share of the company. This is a third important decision of the financial management. Investment decision are there, financing decision are there, and the third important decision is the dividend decision. How much the organization is to keep the retained earning, how much the company is going to distribute to the shareholder in the form of dividend. So the company has to take the decision how much it is going to retain, how much it is going to pay to the shareholder in the form of dividend. So dividend decision could be taken effectively by framing a suitable dividend policy. Policy depends upon the quantum of the profits which is to be distributed as a dividend. So dividend means the earning which is available to the shareholders. The earning after tax minus the preference dividend. So earning which is available to the shareholder, that is split into two parts. How much the company is going to pay as a dividend, how much the company is going to keep it with itself, which is known as a retained earning. So what is the meaning of dividend as per section 2, subsection 35 of the Company Act? While defining the term dividend, simply the Company Act states dividend includes any interim dividend. So interim dividend is that dividend which is paid between the two balance sheets. Dividend is a part of distributable profit whose payment is made by a company to its shareholder. The earning which is available to the shareholder, that is split into two parts. How much is to be paid to the shareholder in the form of dividend, how it is going to be retained by the company. The part of the profit which is payable to the shareholder when declared, that is the distribution of profit to the shareholder in the form of dividend. It could be paid as a fixed amount, like we say ₹5 paid on each share, or it could be a fixed percentage of face value of share, 10% on the face value of the share. So dividend includes interim dividend as well as the final dividend. So what is the objective of the dividend policy? Effect of dividing its net earning into two parts. How much the organization is going to retain, how much it is going to pay. Dividend policy affect both long-term financing and the wealth of the shareholders. Because if the shareholder they are paid dividend, paying of the dividend is not mandatory. But if the dividend is paid to the shareholder at the time of further issue, then it will be subscribed more by the shareholder if it is paying regularly dividend to the shareholders. And when the dividend is paid, the market price of the share enhances. So it enhances the wealth of the shareholder. So dividend policy has effect on the long-term financing as well as on the wealth of the shareholders. But firm's decision to pay dividend may be influenced by two possible viewpoints. How much the firm need for funds for expansion or diversification, the type of shareholder, what are their needs for it. So what is the significance of the dividend policy? So significance of the dividend policy affect the financing decision. If the organization has paid more dividend, when they will be requiring funds, then they have to arrange it from the external sources by issuing the new equity shares. But if the organization have retained much portion of the profit, then that requirement will be fulfilled through retained earning. Retained earning are less costly because they do not involve any flotation cost. And the company has to take a decision how much it is going to retain depends upon the project available with the company. If the projects available with the company, they are financially viable projects and they are generating more rate of return than the cost of capital, then the organization will take the decision of more retention. In order to make fresh investment, the company may raise additional funds. If the company has paid more dividend, then at the time of requirement of more funds, they will be issuing more equity. First, they will be arranging from the retained earning, which will affect the amount of dividend payable to the shareholder. Because when the organization is in the need of the funds, first they will check how much retained earning they will have. If they have retained earning, definitely, if they require more funds, then they will pay less to the shareholders. If they have made payment to the shareholder to the dividend, much dividend has been paid, then they will be relying on the external sources. Wealth maximization and decisions. The organization has to maintain a proper balance between dividend and retention. Because if the nature of the shareholder is small and medium income class group, then these shareholders give importance to the near dividend and the future dividend and the capital, because they prefer the dividend should be paid. High dividend increase the value of the share and lower dividend decrease the value of the share. So balance has to be made between how much amount is to be retained, because if they are retaining, how much it is going to affect the current and the future dividend. Increase in retained earning, the current dividend to the equity shareholder will decrease, because if the organization retain much, then the dividend will be paid less and the market price will be affected. And secondly is if the increased return earning to the retained earning is used for financing the profitable investment opportunity, then the future earning per share and future dividend will increase. So the organization has to maintain a balance between them. So what are the types of the dividend policy? Regular dividend policy, like the organization is making payment of dividend on the regular basis. So it could adopt the stable dividend policy where the constant dividend per share is paid or fixed percentage is paid, or stable dividend plus extra dividend, or it may follow zigzag policy. If the organization has profit, it will pay the dividend. If it does not have dividend, it does not have profit, then they will not pay dividend. So it will be adopting a irregular dividend policy. If the company has in the beginning stage, so they will be not offering any dividend policy. So what are the forms of the dividend? Cash dividend. It is the form of money which is paid to the shareholder. It is paid out of the current profits or the accumulated profits of the previous years. It could be paid in the form of cash, check, warrant, demand draft, pay order, or directly through the electronic clearing service. Stock dividend, which is not paid in the form of cash, which is paid in the form of bonus issue. Bonus share to the existing shareholder in addition to the cash dividend. That is the permanent capitalization of the profit. So it will increase the capital and reduce the reserve and surplus. Here the net worth will not be affected. So what are the benefits of the bonus issue? Because when the company pays bonus issue, then it gives the signals that the company has a bright future and the company is not liable to pay dividend distribution tax. It will also enhances the goodwill of the organization. It will also improve the market sentiments. After the bonus issue, share price comes down and the share becomes affordable. So it has limitation. It has no impact on the wealth maximization of the shareholders, and the bonus issue is costlier to administer, may lead to overcapitalization, if return on investment is not maintained. So what are the various types of the dividend policy? Constant dividend per share policy, constant dividend payout policy, small constant dividend per share with extra dividend, constant dividend policy with minimum granted dividend, stable dividend, residual income dividend policy. Constant dividend per share policy pay the same amount of dividend every year, irrespective of the fluctuation in the earning. Here, equalization reserve account is opened. Constant dividend payout policy means fixed percentage is paid. Dividend payout ratio is equal to dividend per share divided by the earning per share. Here the fixed rate of earning as a dividend is paid. In case of loss, no dividend is paid. Small constant dividend per share with extra dividend if the company earns above a certain level. A constant dividend per share is paid if the organization has a extra profit, then it will pay extra dividend. Constant dividend payout with minimum granted fixed rate of earning as dividend with minimum granted dividend is paid to the shareholder. Stable dividend policy means the organization is paying steady amount of dividend over the years. Residual income dividend policy pay the dividend left after the finances for the capital expenditure are deducted from the internally generated funds. And this policy takes into account the company's investment opportunity schedule, target capital structure, cost of the capital. If some amount is left, then out of that left amount, the dividend is paid. So what are the practical considerations which are considered while framing the dividend policy? What are the forms? What are the requirements? Who are the firm shareholders? What are their preferences? What are firm falls in which category of risk? What is the risk level of business and financial risk of the company? And what are the firm's constraints, financial and legals? When the company declare the dividend, is it keep the control consideration in mind? Should the firm follow a stable dividend policy or irregular dividend policy or no dividend policy? How should the firm pay dividend, cash dividend or bonus share or share buyback? So these are the determinants of the dividend policy: legal restrictions, magnitude and trend of the earnings, desire and type of the shareholders, nature of the industry, age of the company, future financial requirement, common economic policy, inflation control objectives, requirement of institutional investors, stability of dividend, liquid resources. So financial need of the company. If the rate of return expected to be earned by a company is less than the rate of the return, it should be given to the shareholder as dividend. Like when the organization require funds for further expansion and diversification, here the company checks how many projects they are available and what is the rate of return it is getting on those projects. If the rate of return is less than the rate of the cost of capital, then it is paid to the shareholder in the form of dividend. When the rate of return is greater than the cost of capital, which is expected by the shareholder, then the company retain and reinvest in the projects. Mature companies are those companies where the investment opportunities are less. Then their retention ratio will be low and dividend will be paid much. Growth companies where the investment opportunities are more, so they will be requiring more funds for the growth of the company and they will be paying less dividend to the shareholder. Legal section 123 of the Companies Act, dividends shall be declared or paid by a company for any financial year out of the profits of the company for that year arrived at after providing for depreciation in accordance with the provision of Schedule 2 of the Act, or out of the profits of the company for any previous financial year after providing for the depreciation, out of the free reserve or out of the money provided by the central government, state government for the payments. As per section 115O, dividend is subject to dividend distribution tax in the hands of the company. Under the existing provision of section 10, subsection 34 of the Income Tax Act, dividend which suffer dividend distribution tax is exempt in the hands of shareholder. Access to the capital market. If the company's ability to make new issue of share or issue of debt is restricted, then the company will retain more profits. But if the company has the ability to make more issue or it could arrange more debt, then it will pay more dividend to the shareholder. If the company has more investment opportunity, then it will be retaining more and paying less. But if the company cannot have the investment opportunity available with it, then it will be paying more and retaining less. Magnitude and the trend of the earning. Earning of the company fix the upper limit. Dividends are generally paid out of the current earning. The past trend of the company's earnings should also be kept in consideration while making the dividend decision. So age of the company also influence the dividend decision. A newly established company will be paying less and retaining more. A mature company will be paying more. A growing company will be paying less. So nature of the industry also influence the dividend policy. If the organization has a stable earning, then it will be having a stable dividend policy. But if the earning fluctuates, so it will be adopting a less dividend policy. Desire of the shareholder, that also influence, because small shareholders, senior citizen, old age shareholder, they want regular dividend. They should be paid regular dividend, like regular pension. Other shareholder, they want to maximize the wealth by way of capital gains. So it depends upon the desire of the shareholder. If the earning of the company are stable, the company can think of maintaining a constant dividend payout ratio. In case of organization whose income fluctuates, so it is not difficult, it's very difficult to maintain regular dividend policy. So this is the form of dividend which I have explained earlier. In the next video, we will be doing the